Hi everybody, Suzy Reno here. I think the last time I filmed a video was December of 2021. So it's been a hot minute. It's been a while. As Lizzo would say, it's about damn time, right? It is about damn time. What have I been doing? Um, I I'm going to give you just a quick life update real fast. I'm not usually one to talk a lot about life updates and things like that, but um, I quit my job in February of this year. I had been at that hospital for over 15 years, but the last 2 years there were the worst working years I have ever had to deal with. It was COVID just changed absolutely everything, changed every aspect of my job, and not for the better, of course, as you can imagine. At my hospital, there's only one therapist on at a time, and there was no way that one respiratory therapist, could keep up in a 65-bed hospital during a respiratory pandemic. So after 2 years, I said enough, and I started looking for a job, something closer to home, because my commute was about 50 minutes one way, and I was looking for something closer to home and just something different. And I was able to find that. I now work at the VA Medical Center, and I very much, it is a very welcome change. It's all outpatient stuff that I do now, so there's no critical care, there's no one has come in to the VA and tried to die on me yet. So there's none of that happens there. It's all outpatient stuff for the most part. People are healthy, they come in, they have their testing done, or they, get set up with a new CPAP or something like that. And it's good. It's good. And there are at least 6 to 8 other therapists around on any given day. So it's really neat to have other respiratory therapists around when you're working. What a novel idea, right? So that's not to say I didn't have some good years in Buffalo. Prior to COVID, I had a really good job, but COVID turned everything on its head. So while I was off, I took a month off between jobs because I had a lot of PTO built up, and I painted the interior of my house, kind of the main living areas and the kitchen. I redid that. I'm not done yet. I'm still going to carry on doing that probably later this year. It's kind of a fall, painting to me is a fall winter type project. So I'll do more of that. And I also took a couple of neat little trips. I went to Nashville Needlework Market, of course. I switched things up a little bit this year, and I was in Nikki's Creations booth. Nikki is a good friend of mine, and Teresa's. And normally I would have been in Teresa's booth, Kitten Stitcher, Shakespeare's Peddler. But Nikki was having an issue with coming from Italy as far as vaccinations and things like that. So as far as travel at that time, she wasn't sure if she was going to be able to do it. So I was kind of her plan B. And if things weren't going to loosen up on vaccination status, and I ended up running her booth for her. And then Teresa had Kathy, a good friend of ours, come and help in her booth. So, and my friend Marcy came and helped me in Nikki's booth. So Marcy and I ran Nikki's booth, and then we spent a week downtown, or in Nashville, after market was done. And we had so much fun. We just did all kinds of things. We ate well. Marcy has relatives in Nashville, so I got to meet them. I'm now an honorary cousin. We just had a fantastic time. We loved it. So got to see it. because normally when I go to Nashville, it's market all weekend long, and I never have a chance to experience or see any of the sites. And Marcy and I just did all kinds of things. We went to Andrew Jackson's home, the Hermitage. We went to the Ryman Auditorium. Marcy treated us to tickets in the 5th row at the Grand Ole Opry. We saw the Gatlin brothers there, and I can't tell you what a great time we had. Marcy and I are great travel partners, so I hope to travel with her again sometime when I have time off. That's the one bad thing about quitting a job, is you don't have any PTO built up. You have to kind of start from scratch, so I'm going to end up being a homebody here for the next year or two before I've got some PTO built up, but I'll get there. So, and then what was the other thing I did when I was off? Oh, I know. I got to go, thanks to the wonderful Ellen Reed of the Cross Stitch Power Hour. She is in a band, and I got to go with her compliments. She set up 4 tickets for me to go see her and her band, the Crash Test Dummies, perform at in St. Paul. And man, that was a great show. What a fun show. Ellen was great fun. Because of COVID restrictions, I was not able to actually meet her in person and give her a hug, but through her sound guy who was setting up ahead of time, I sent her a little care package. I was so appreciative to get the tickets, and I took my friend Amy, who was a huge Crash Test, well, still is, a huge Crash Test Dummies fan when she was in high school. She said that album she played over and over in her pickup truck that she learned to drive on. So she is a huge fan of the Crash Test Dummies, and she knew all the words, and it was very, very exciting. And so yeah, it was a great show. So Ellen, thank you. That was one of the highlights of 2021 for me. Yeah, so why don't I show you some of the stuff that I got in Nashville. Let's go there, and then I'll kind of update you with other stuff as time goes on. But let's look at some stitching and some creative stuff. Nobody wants to hear life update for hours. So, okay. So this is something that I have been working on. Let me put a towel behind it here. Let me do this. So I've shown this on my Instagram. But this is something called silk gauze. So I don't know if you can see the size of it, but it's pretty tiny. And it's really sort of like doing needlepoint. I'll show you what this is going to look like. Let me get my sheet here. Oh, sorry, I'm leaning way over. Okay, I'm going to tuck these right here. These are all my current whips. So this is going to be a full coverage piece. Let me do this here. And you're probably wondering, what the heck is this? I'll hold this up here. Sorry, it's in kind of a shiny... You can see it, right? Yep. The way that silk gauze works. So silk gauze, it's very strong. It's like a very strong mesh. You see that? And it comes in different sizes. And the way that you are supposed to attach it, what you do is you take just a piece of fabric. So I picked an old calico that I had, which I love. This is like from my childhood. I think I had a dress, or I had something made from this, because I remember the print. And what you do is you actually take the silk gauze and you stitch it onto a piece of calico fabric, or just any fabric that's going to be sturdy, and you stitch it on. And once it's stitched on, you very carefully separate the layers, and then you take a scissors and you very carefully trim off the calico. You can kind of see my stitching line right here. You trim the calico or the fabric just on the inside of that stitching line, and that opens up your workable mesh area. So that's how that works. So this is my silk gauze piece, and I really kind of hit it this spring, and I might be able to insert a picture of what it looked like before I started, because I kind of had a before and after. You use just one strand, and it's actually you do, like, I guess you could call it the tent stitch, where you're just making one leg of it. So it's like a very teeny tiny fine needlepoint canvas. So you're not making a full X, you're just making one little, so it goes kind of quickly. So, but that's where I'm at. Hold it up close again for you so you can see. So I love the colors in it. I'll probably pick it up again next spring, and hopefully I'll bang it out. So I think I've got the fussiest part over with all of the color changes. I mean, there's going to be a couple more flowers there, but nothing terrible, I don't think. So yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It's very fun. By the way, with my new job, it's 8-hour shifts. My previous job was 12-hour shifts. So my previous job, I would have to get up at 4:45 in the morning to get to work by 7 because it was such a long distance away. My new job, I don't have to get up until 6:30 if I didn't want to, but because my body is so programmed to waking up so early, I rarely ever sleep to 6:30, although I'm getting better at it. But what I do now is I go to bed at the same time. I wake up, I set my alarm for about 5:20, and I do the wordle, and then I get up and I cross stitch or knit or whatever for an hour, and then I listen to an audiobook, because that's what I would have done in my car. I listen to an audiobook, not stitch or knit. But and so I spend an hour in the morning during what would have been my commute to my old job, and I stitch, or I fill it with creativity now. So that's kind of cool. So that's what I have been doing. Let's see here. I don't know where to set this stuff. I'll just put it right down here. The next one, oh, I'm sure you guys are sick of looking at this. I have not finished it yet. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time finishing this one. This is Ragamuffin 2 Quaker Sampler. It is, I've seen it done. It's one of my favorite samplers that Teresa's ever done. I'm doing this whole alphabet and eyelet, and I'm up to about here. This is all done. This is all done. Most of it is done. Why don't I just show you what isn't done? So here it is. So I've got the whole border done. And you can see up here, I've got just a few eyelets to go. I've got all of these done. I switched it up a little from what Teresa had on hers. I don't know why, but I just wanted to change the numbers a little bit. I don't know why. I just wanted to change them. So I did. And then these are the motifs that I have done. I've got a few to go. So I really don't have that much to go. And the motifs should be the most fun part, right? Yeah, I don't know why. I can't stay consistent with this one. So yeah, it was the other two people that I started this sampler with. They're all done. In fact, I think theirs are framed, and they're beautiful. They're just absolutely beautiful. So I'll get it done. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time just finishing it. You know, there's not that much left, and it's beautiful, and I love how it's turning out, but I don't know. I don't know if it's just the motivation isn't there, or I have no idea. But I mean, I think we all kind of go through that, don't we? We all kind of get into a little bit of a quandary with what we're working on. Okay, my next one is also a whip from a while ago. This is Witch Witch by Lottie Da. So cute. I've loved it since she released it, and I've got a lot done, and I pretty much just have a little fill in behind her head and some border to go. But this is where I'm at. And it's so cute, and I want to finish it before fall. I want to get her done. So before Halloween, get it framed and on the wall. I think the fabric is, it's a Glenshee fabric, so it's a 32 count. Also, I'm using sulky thread. It comes on the spool. You know what I'm talking about? The sulky, you just need one strand, and it's like working with two. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, you can see I don't have much to do. I mean, I've just got to do this stuff and the border, and that'll be done. So I want to keep working on that. That'll be, I'm hoping for a fall finish on that one. Another fall finish that I'm working on, or that I'm going to pull out. I've been working on these for quite a while. It's Autumn Arches. This is my working copy, so it's Autumn Arches. And this is what I've got done. It's over 1 on 25 count Lugana with 1 strand of DMC. I've got the spring one done, which, oh shoot, I've got that inside. That's framed. This is the summer one. That's all done. I just have to frame it. And then, so I'll have spring, summer, and fall all done. I didn't bring the spring one out, but that's also on my Instagram if you'd like to see it. Suzy Reno is my Instagram. And she'll love this bag. Teresa made it for me. It's got floss bobbins. Love it. Love it. Alright. Oh, I didn't put my working copy back in. Alright, the next thing that I've got, that I've worked on, and you know what? I had a finish that I worked on with Marcy that I didn't grab. I should go grab it at some point. If I have to stop this, I will. Okay, the next thing is a friendship sampler I'm working on with a bunch of friends of mine. In fact, a year ago this week, we, most of us were together in Utah having a great time. This is Blackbird Designs Our Lasting Friendship. I regraphed this inside so it would have all 9 of our initials in it. So I'll show you what it looks like. And I also switched up some of the colors. Actually, my friend Lori switched up some of the colors. So this is all of our initials. And that's the inside cartouche part there. That's the inner border. I want to move that house up somewhere. I really love that house, and I might bop it right over here under where that bird is. I'm starting on the flower pot. That's the base of the flower dish there. So yeah, this is one, and we're all working on this. So it's pretty cool. Kind of fun to have friends working on the same sampler together. Alright, so there's that one. And then another one that I've been working on with cross stitch. This is an out of print chart. A friend of mine is loaning it to me. It's called Strawberry Garden by Blackbird Designs. It's just, I loved it from the minute I saw it. And I don't even remember where I saw it, but I just knew I needed it in my life. And the colors are so pretty. This is how far I am. The lazy daisies are fun. What's interesting is this strawberry, all of these little tiny things that look like cross stitches, they're really Smyrna crosses. You use one strand. And I'm not talking about these eyelets. The eyelets are different. So there's 5 eyelets here. I'm talking about the red is a tiny little Smyrna cross over 2 fabric threads. And they were kind of cool. That was really kind of fun to do. I enjoyed it a lot. This is a different stitch too. This is kind of a basket weave. I don't know if you can see me holding it up there. And then of course we've got Lazy Daisies as the leaves. So a lot of fun stitches in this one, and I love it. I just love it. So that one's been going really well too. Just gonna put these back here. All right. Okay. All right. Do you want to see other stuff that I've been working on? Before Nashville, I made a bunch of project bags. This is one of my project bags that I made. This is not pieced. This is a cheater panel, so that's printed that way. My quilting I don't think would be that exact, but I just thought that was a really neat pattern. Very cool. And I didn't show you what it looks like on the inside. On the inside, I've just got like a little calico. Very similar fabric to the outside. This one I really liked. I saw this pattern on this fabric I should say, on a Etsy site, and just really liked it. Had to have it. So the inside looks like this. Kind of a world traveler vintage vibe. So I don't know where I got these little zipper pulls, but I found them on Amazon, all different colors. They're just the handiest little things. I like how they dress up a bag a little bit, make it easier to pull. This zipper is actually an invisible zipper, it's called. And I actually, these were a accidental purchase, but it's got kind of a pretty little dangler there, so it works. But here's the last one of the, again, I found this fabric, I think the same website that I found this on, and just really, really liked it. I like it when there's fabrics that kind of look like you quilted it, but you didn't. So yeah, just a fun fabric. So made some project bags. They were great fun. I gave some out as gifts in Nashville. They were a lot of fun. So I got those done. And then, should we look at some haul that I got in Nashville? Let's take a peek. All right. Okay. First of all, sorry, I know I'm out of the frame and I'm still talking here. I got some Stitchy Kindness in Nashville from my friend Misty Purcell. She made me the cutest little wool tomato. Isn't that so cute? Her stitching is so good. She's also a quilter. She's a knitter. She is one that really inspired me to knit. She started making these little tiny sweaters and socks and things on a clothesline, and that was it for me. I was like, I have to learn to do this. So I did, and I learned to knit. I taught myself to knit, but it took a while, but it was fun. So this is made of wool, and it's stuffed. It's nice and firm. It's just adorable. So I keep this on my shelf. Thank you, Misty. Love it. Love it, love it. Misty's so talented. At Nashville, Marcy and I, Nikki hand dyes linen. So since we were in her booth, we picked up some of the prettiest linen that she had for sale there. This is 35 count pumpkin linen from Nikki's Creations. Pumpkin, I should be stitching something on it right now. And then from Teresa's booth, I bought 36 count pie crust, which is a really cool color. Yes, it's supposed to be stained, and I think I got a fat half of this. I don't think this is a quarter. I think this is a fat half. So let me just kind of, I'm struggling in my little cage here. So got a little watermark there, and then a little bit of one here. Yeah, pretty cool. So I've been wanting to try pie crust forever, and it's just such a nice, it's kind of got that, if you've never tried Graham's linen or never touched it, it's got that same nice feel as like coloring cotton does, just that really nice fine linen, and it smells a little coffee dyed. Okay, really cool, love it, happy to have it. This is old. This was not bought at market. I think I got it at Stitchville. Shooter's Hill. I have always loved this pattern, always. I don't know why. I just think it's really cool. It looks like such a fun stitch. So I finally picked that one up, pulled the trigger on that, and her Mercy Meganson was one of my favorite samplers at Nashville this year, so I had to buy that. Such a fun, just great colors. She did another little drum. I think that's called the five birds drum or something like that. And oh, I love that. It's the same colors, and it's derived, motifs derived from the sampler. It's really, really cool. Yeah, 1 second. Excuse me. So sorry if that, maybe I'll try to edit that out. Okay. Sorry about that. The very sweet Lindy Stitches, Stephanie from Lindy Stitches, gave me this. I am telling you, saltwater scrapbook. I just think this is so funny. Look at those seagulls, like how they're looking at you. And this pirate, the ship, the anchor with the octopus, and look at this hammerhead shark. That's hysterical. I mean, look at, he's just like looking right in there, like, hey. He's got his little teeth showing. I don't know. I thought this was absolutely adorable. So Lindy, dang, I keep saying that. Steph was nice enough to just gift me this, because I went in there and I was going to buy it, and she just gave it to me. So that was very nice, Steph. Thank you. Love it. Love it, love it. She is hitting it out of the park with her designs lately. I just love her stuff. I love that it's not, I don't know if you can hear that, but somebody's hot rodding tonight. Sir Dandy by Hands to Work. She's so funny. Tracy Riffle. She is just a hoot. I really, she actually fixed up my name tag. My name tag, I needed a name tag, and there was just some confusion with the name tag, with me being in my booth and it wasn't Nikki and so on. So that was just, I cut it out. She uses the neatest font. She's got great printing. But anyway, this is how all her signs were done. So I brought my little name tag over to Tracy, and I said, Tracy, will you like letter my name nicely? And so she did. So, but this is Sir Dandy, and this was also a gift from Tracy. She had a ton of cute ones too. Oh, there was another one there that I should have bought, and I don't know why I didn't. I do that every year at market. There'll be one that I really like, and I'll be like, no, I've got enough to stitch at home. And then I get home and I kick myself, like, why? You could have bought it wholesale. What were you doing, you dummy? So anyway, Sir Dandy, so cute. A lot of people I've seen working on this too. This was from Teresa, the antique cats and crowns, because of course there's a bunch of little aces on there. My black cat is Ace, so yeah, I call this the Ace sampler. So he's actually sleeping right on the other side of the sliding glass door over there. He's great. He's such a good cat. He has filled my days with joy, that's for sure. This sampler, Hannah Greenwood, the picture, of course, does not do it justice. This has the neatest, funkiest colors. I fell in love with this. Absolutely fell in love with this. It's a big piece. It is, let's see, 279 by 244 stitches. And it's got probably, I'm looking at the list, it looks like maybe 30 colors of DMC. But man, is it pretty when it's done. Like, so pretty. Like, this just doesn't do it justice. All you see really here are golds and stuff. It's so much prettier in person. In fact, I think Purple Stitcher, Jen, my friend Jen bought it, and I think Tara bought it too. Tara, which is the, her and LaDonna. Dang it, what's the name of your podcast, your FlossTube ladies? True Crime Stitching? True Crime and Stitching. Something like that. Something about true crime. Because they love listening to true crime podcasts and they love stitching. True crime and stitching, is that what it is? Gosh, Tara, I'm sorry. But anyway, I think she bought it. She might not even have bought it. So, but I think she did. I think she and Jen bought it. I just loved it. Or maybe Marcy got it. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But the four of us were hanging around at Market. So, okay, the next four I've loved forever, and I finally pulled the trigger and bought them. These are Carriage House samplings. Elizabeth, who doesn't love that? She's got a bird. Birds and bird cages, I'm about it. I love it. Mary Margaret, look at that lady on the swing. She's got a raccoon friend there. Love it. And what is this? What is he? Oh, a turtle. Turtle friend, raccoon friend, owl friend. Look at that. Love it. Susanna. There she is. She's got long arms and short legs. But I love her. Love her. Look at that funky flower, too. Man, and just like goofy, funky letters on her apron. And those shoes. Sensible shoes. So cool. Okay, and then the last one in the set is Molly. She's got a cat, and the cat has a bird friend. Yeah, I've always loved those. Always. She has a boy series too, and I could totally see myself picking those up at some point too. But I don't know what it is about these ladies, but love them. Love them, love them. All right, what else did I get at Market? This. And I think this was actually at a store that we went to after Market was done. Because this was an earlier release, I think. I feel like this came out prior to Nashville, but it's new to me. It was like new in the last year. Oh My Bird, Teresa Kogut. Let me just say Teresa Kogut is just a genius with illustration and design. Yeah. She's never been cross-stitched, and she's just like, I think I'll design some cross-stitch samplers. Amazing. Fabulous. Okay, the next ones are Teresa's releases, and these are really cool. These were both stitched by the same girl, Julia Reed. Teresa's charts are fantastic. She started having them done by a different printer, and they're just like, they're substantial. I believe it is the same printer that Blackbird uses, so they're just really nice charts and patterns now. This is Jane Summer. Jane Summer's work, 1831. Who doesn't love that big red brick house in the middle? Sorry for the glare, everybody. Beautiful. Just beautiful. And Teresa did just a smaller version if you just wanted to stitch the house. I also love this band that Teresa chose. It's on the other one too, I'll show you, but she filled in the background. I just think that looks so neat. Isn't that cool? I love it. Here, I'll show you that's the band right there. But she just chose to fill in the background with kind of a cool, I don't know, is it like a mahogany, maroon, cherry type color? I just really think it looks neat. And then this one is really also a really cool sampler. I believe it's Scottish. Cathcart Colquhoun. And like, look at this fun urn. It's got some funky birds. Love that peacock right there. Lots of letters. Really cool. And what an unusual name, Cathcart Colquhoun. Yeah. And here's really neat how she's doing her printing now. These next ones I got right after Nashville. This sampler is so pretty. GH 1857. It's charted, and the company is from, I'm trying to think, from the Netherlands, if I'm not mistaken. This is who prints it. Suzy. I don't know what it means. Yeah, Simone. She's just done a beautiful job with this sampler. It's such a pretty, pretty sampler. And she's got all kinds of little projects that go with it. The colors are so pretty. There's some specialty stitches. This is the back. There's a drum. Just lots of little projects. Let me see if I can find anything else that I can show you. This is her. That's Simone. There she is with the sampler. So beautiful. I purchased this. I believe Teresa has these now, but at the time, I think I got mine from Hobby House Needleworks, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm pretty sure Teresa has them now. GH 1857. This one, Hannah Hetherington by From the Heart Needle Art. Just liked it. I don't think this was Nashville, but I just really like that sampler. I love the blues. This I think I found in the clearance bin at Stitchville, if I'm not mistaken. Or, I don't know. Yeah, it must have been, because there it is. Yeah, Stitchville. So I found it in the clearance bin at Stitchville. And I just love that weeping willow. And is that an outhouse? Funny, if it is. Cute. Cute, cute. Then, let me find a couple more things here that are in my little goodie basket. When Marcy and I were in Nashville, we stopped at a quilt shop. Oh, I have one more. Sorry, I forgot. This was also in the clearance bin at Stitchville. This is one part. This is from Barbara Anna. This little woodland scene is one part in her series called A New World. So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts that you put together. And they're really cool. Like, I love that one with all of the houses and everything there. That's really neat. But I also love, this is part 3, and it's a woodland scene. And I look at those little mushrooms and the squirrels, whoops, and the bears, the log cabin, all of it is so cute. Look at the birds in the nest up here. I thought this would make a really neat drum, just as is. So I'm going to stitch this and turn it into a drum someday. I just thought it was so cute. So cute. All right. So Marcy and I, when we were in Nashville, we went to the Hermitage. The Hermitage is Andrew Jackson's home, and he had a niece, something like that, niece of President Andrew Jackson, and she had a sampler, the Tulip Grove sampler. So Marcy and I each bought, this is a kit that's all kitted up. It's got Ada cloth. I'll change it out to linen, but you can stitch Andrew Jackson's niece's sampler. And I just thought that was kind of cool. Emily Donaldson. So, and she, this is just a little primer sampler. It's, what's funny to me is the quote is about education, but like a lot of the words are flipped, you know, the wrong way. And I just think that's cute. It's very endearing when things like that happen. so that was very, very neat. The Hermitage is a really interesting place to visit. Boy, Marcy and I did all kinds of fun things when we were in Nashville. Lots of history. We both enjoy history and learning about just the Civil War, and a lot of battles that were fought down there. The Battle of Franklin, we toured that house, and man, that was eye-opening. Jeez, crazy. We stopped in a quilt store. I hope the sun isn't going to thwart my filming here, but we'll keep going. This was the designer block of the month, so this is really interesting. This was $2. Someone had already used it and made the pattern. There are, every month, Fat Quarter Shop came out with a different designer block. So what a fun thing that you didn't know what it looked like when it started. So here's block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I believe there's 12 blocks, so it's one full year. Each block is the same size, but it's a different designer did each block. And then there's this whole finishing pattern. So you've got to make these little flowers, and then it kind of tells you how to put it all together. There's also a border. So the finishing pattern probably would take another couple months to get all those done, and then you put it all together. So someone had bought this and put it all together, and then they just decided to put a rubber band on it and sell it to someone at the store, and I am that lucky person. $2. I got all of these for it. So, and they're used. You can see she wrote little notes in there, but that's okay. In June, I went to a retreat in Osage, Iowa. That is the home of the Stitchery Nook. What a cute little town Osage is. I love Osage. Just such an endearing little town, and the fact that it has a cross-stitch shop is the cherry on the cake of it all. I bought some stash there. One of the things that I purchased, and this is not normally something that I would buy, but man, it was so cool. We saw a model of it. And this is another Teresa Kogut, and it's called Angelic Vision. And we saw her done, and it was just stunning. The shading and everything on it was just phenomenal. I mean, I know it's not normally what I stitch, and there is a lot of confetti in there, but man, it was so pretty done. I just couldn't leave it behind, so I picked it up. This next thing that I'm going to show you is quilting related. This book, I'm sure a lot of you have seen it already, Scrappiness is Happiness. What a great book. If you are a quilter, there are 32 different quilt patterns in this book. It is just delightful. One of the things I love about the book is Lori tells us how she organizes her scrap stash, which is really genius. She's got it down to a science. When she needs certain sizes of things, she has them in strips, and she keeps those strips in different bins. She tells you all about how to do that in this book, and she's just so clever. I don't know how she does it. I don't know when she sleeps. I love this quilt that's on the front, and there's so many. There's so many that are so cool in this book, and it's just pure eye candy. I mean, look at that. Look at just goodness all throughout this book. I absolutely love it. So, if you and her instructions are so clear. Here's what I said. She shows you how she organizes all of her scraps, the method to her madness, how she cuts things up. It's just a fantastic book. Fantastic book. Here you can see how she keeps everything organized. So, awesome. So this, what a fun book. It was, and it's like 230, 220 pages, you guys. Look at oh, it's so cute. And it's got that nice, so it lays nice and flat. It lays open. It's got that ring binder inside. And the quilts are all so cute. And she tells you absolutely everything you have. I mean, there's nothing you could even question in here. It's just like it's all right there. It's so organized, so well done. I got a little bit of stitchy kindness. My friend Kathy Lonsbury sent me this little flower. So she made a button. She stitched an S. She made it into a little covered button, and then she crocheted this little flower and put that as the center. So I keep it on this project bag, which I made a long time ago. Fun little project bag. So thank you, Kathy. Kathy's one of the sweetest people. And she just started a FlossTube. Her new FlossTube is called the Sew and Sews. S-E-W, and like instead of and, I think it's Sew and Sews, I think. Otherwise it's Sew ampersand Sews. Hang on. Talking too much. Hang on. Okay. But yeah, check them out. They've got a lot of great projects. And she does all kinds of fun things too, besides just cross stitch. So she makes great little figurines and dolls. She's great. She just does it all. I got more stitchy kindness from my friend Leah. This is some Color and Cotton Cherry Fizz rickrack. My friend Leah, another shout out to her. She is Rhubarb Patch Studio. She used to be Aviatrix Stitcher, and now she is Rhubarb Patch Studio on Instagram and on FlossTube. So she lives just up the road from me, and I got to meet her this summer. She came by with her husband, her son Otto, who is cute as can be. He's like kindergarten, first grade, I think, and just a hoot. And then Leah, and we all went out to dinner. We visited for a while. We shared each other's patterns and whips and things like that. We just had a great afternoon together. And then I got to see her. They were passing through going on a vacation, and then I got to see her when she came back too. Knitting update. I will show you how I'm doing on my knitting. This is going to be for my friend Teresa. She knows I'm making it for her. So I'm doing well. I skipped the month of July because I had so much going on in July. But I'm just going to run through real quick. This is the first month. So every month is a different color and a different cable. This was February. This was March. Kind of a neat one. This seems to be everybody's favorite. This was April. This one made my brain hurt though. It was kind of hard, but it turned out very well. Here's May, which I kind of goofed up one thing here, but it's good enough. Teresa loves wabi sabi, so lucky for me. This is, let's see, June. This is June's. It's kind of X's and O's, as you can see. There's O's and X's. This is July, but I really did it in August. And here's where I'm at with September. So just got one more of these little chain links to go here. I don't know how well you can see. Maybe, yeah. Anyway, so that's how I'm doing with September. I have 2 months to go, and then I block it and connect the ends, and it becomes an infinity scarf. So, and Teresa will get it for Christmas. So, she's looking forward to that, and so am I. But it's been super fun. I've really, really, really enjoyed making that. I've never done cables before. This is my first foray into cable work, and it's been great. I've got a little more of a quilting update. So my son graduated in May, and this is just kind of a funny story. He graduated in May from nursing school, and he got a job. He took his nursing boards like the minute he could take them. He just signed up for the first appointment they had. He went, he took them, he passed on the first try, and got his nursing certificate, or what would it be, licensure, so he's an RN. And he got a job quickly, of course, because everybody's crying for nurses, and he works at our local hospital in town. And he works in the cardiac unit. So very proud of him. Congratulations, Adrian. But what he did after he graduated from nursing school, he had a little bit of time before he started his job. So he said, you know what, I'm going to take 3 weeks and I'm just going to travel. So, and he just packed his car and he camped out. He got hotels once in a while, but just kind of camped under the stars. Brought his tent along and just lived vicariously camping when he got tired and when he found a spot. So he went up to Canada, and while he was there, he stopped. He loves history, and he loves that 1890s era, kind of that pioneer era, settlements, that kind of stuff. So he stopped at a place called Calgary Heritage Park, and when he was there, he was wandering around, and they had all kinds of people who worked there, and they're actors, and they're in period costumes, and he, just thought that was really neat. And he walked into one house that there were 2 ladies there, and one of the ladies had some English paper piecing out on the table. And Adrian saw it, and he knew what it was because I do English paper piecing. And he said, oh, wow, what is that English paper piecing you're working on? And that woman, Adrian said, just was like, what? How? Like, she was flabbergasted that there would be a young man, 22-year-old kid that knew what English paper piecing was. And she was like, yes, it is. How do you know about English paper piecing? And Adrian said, well, my mom is really good at English paper piecing, and she loves to do it. And so they struck up a conversation, and he said that that woman was just so shocked. So he told her about my channel. So if you are watching, period actor lady from Calgary Heritage Park, welcome. And I will share, I brought my English paper piecing out, so I'm going to grab it. It's right over here. Let me just grab it here. All right, and this is kind of where I am on it. This is going to be kind of hard to share. So I've got, so let me sort of show you what I've got going on here with it. So this is what I stitched together. So this is a row that I've done. This is a Tula pink pattern. It's called Diamonds in the Sky. It's a kit. And it's very bright and funky, like all Tula things are. So that will get attached to this, which is the amount I have done on the quilt. But I've got, I don't know if you can see, I'm covering myself up here, but the papers are still in this part. The papers have been taken out of this part. I started kind of taking them out, and then I realized it might be better to leave them in. So the other row has to get attached right here. And actually, I don't totally have this row attached yet. So sometimes it's, you can see it gets hard to work with when you've got all of this stuff going on. So this isn't so easy to take with you, but these little small pieces are. So, like I can bring a star along in the car and work on it in the car if I go someplace or whatever. Someone else is driving. So that's my English paper piecing. Sorry I can't show you any better. Tell you what, I will show you a picture of what it's supposed to look like. I've got it right here, I think. That's what it'll look like when it's all done. So that's that. I got hot all of a sudden out there. My gosh. Last thing that I will share with you, not related to stitching, but I know a lot of you have cats. My cat Ace is a big fan of a game that I like to call Priority Mail. Okay? So what Priority Mail is just what it sounds like. So last time I got a shipment from this one came from Teresa. So that's an excuse to buy a lot of stuff from Teresa. Get a big shipment from your favorite shop, and then they'll make sure it comes in a priority mailbox. But what I did is I cut a hole in it, and then I cut a hole on this side and one on this side, and you can see he absolutely loves to play with it. And what I do, you can see I've got all kinds of his toys in here, and you can see there's all kinds of doodads in here. I've got things that, you know, shake and whistle. I've got things that rattle. And you just put it in, and they can see it, and they just like stick their arm in there, and they try to get it, and they can kind of see through this side. Sorry, I just got so hot all of a sudden out here. The sun came out, and now I'm just hot, but I'm just wrapping up. So pardon my sweat for just a minute. These floss tubes are not easy. You can see I'm just breaking a sweat doing it. So it's all for you guys, though. Anyway. Okay, burnout, I guess. I hope you guys heard that and you didn't think I was just making weird faces. Good Lord. Somebody's having fun in their car. Anyway, my cat is actually on the other side of the screen, and he's looking at me like, hey, can I have my toy? But this is what you do. And then he will reach in there and he will pull them out, and I'll wake up in the morning and half of the contents of this box will be on the living room floor. He absolutely loves this game. So, priority mail, that's what we call it. So, little doodads, bottle caps, anything you want, any kind of toys you want, just throw them in there, and he just thinks it's the greatest. And you just set it on the floor. So, that's my tip. Let me know how your cat likes priority mail. So, that's about all I have for you guys. This is probably going to be about an hour. And maybe I'll make like a montage of pictures for you guys of things that I've been up to. I think I mentioned pretty much everything. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anything else. So until next time, wishing you smooth stitching and no ripping. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.